Afternoon, everyone. Everyone staying warm?
Right.
And obviously I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I get right through the window. It's great.
Wait a minute, if you're in our trailer,
All right.
Oh, good stuff. All right. A minute. Wow. Wow. Been together for 5 weeks. Wow. All right, the meeting minutes from the December 12th, 2024. Is there a motion to approve? Second. Questions? Greg, you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Next, we have a vote.
All right. Mr. Crucial,
Yes, sir.
a yes.
Yes.
And Mr. Page, I saw Mr. Page walk in. Is he online? Okay. Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Hill online?
Yes, I am.
Are you okay with the minutes?
I am. Yes and yes.
All right, awesome. And Mr. Page is here. How you feeling about the minutes, Mr. Page?
They're great. Love them. Smart.
Ms. Margin Boucher,
Yes.
Mr. Benny.
Yes. What's up, man?
I don't think Ms. Labar is online. Mr. Thompson.
Yeah.
Christensen.
Yes.
Collins is not here, and Mr. Quimby.
Yes.
Minutes are approved.
Unanimous.
How are you?
Owner's project manager.
Me?
Owner's project manager?
Sorry.
That's,
Thought you said, how is he?
well, let me tell you.
Yes. So first off, and for those curious, Ben has had his baby. So way had it on.
Fantastic.
8-9.
8 pounds, 9 ounces.
Oh, boy.
Let him share all the details when he's back. Moving on to the file sub-bid results for the remaining trades. The high school results have come in. And there was only the masonry, which was a little over budget overall. The savings for the total high school bid results is 2.8 million in the savings. The pool results, also the masonry was a little over budget by 213,000. Sorry,
You want the pool up?
sure,
Okay, sorry.
sorry. So the masonry was above budget by 213,000 with still resulting in a $19,500 savings. So overall, we're close to a $3 million savings with the MEP bids as well as the non-trade bids.
We had lighthouse on both.
Yes.
Yep.
For the most part, the subs are the same. The only ones that don't have the same subs for the pool and the school is the waterproofing, the painting, fire suppression, and the HVAC. Otherwise, the contractors are the same for both the school and the pool, so that should have a fair amount of consistency and continuity.
Does the fire suppression matter that it's two different
No.
contractors? It'll be the same.
The same system we tied into. I'll call
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
The same base design.
Any questions on that?
Pretty positive.
It does.
Yeah, how often does it come in that? Well, sometimes. Good.
Can we go ahead and spend the 3 now?
I wouldn't get overzealous.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
There's no resilient with the.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Only non-resilient.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
very non.
Moving on to the MSBA kickoff meeting. We had our first meeting with MSBA yesterday just to go over the Mod 7 and Mod 8 requirements for the construction as well as the various requirements for documentation, submittals, and other expectations to make sure that proper payout to the project is done. They will start making site visits during the week of March 11th. They're going to do those every other month. And they'll be on site for those every other month starting in March. And from there, the last deliverable that they are waiting for us at this time is the final GMP, which will occur roughly around end of February, third week of February. Amendment 5 has been finalized and approved with JWA. Balance for that was $77,540. That was signed off and approved mid to late December, actually. And then the last item on our list of agenda items is the topping off ceremony. We're currently looking at February 25th, because the week before that is school vacation. So thought maybe Tuesday, the 25th would be a great place to start. Just trying to decide with the group here whether or not that works for everybody before we send out invitations and start making arrangements.
What time of the day?
What time of the day?
That is up to you guys to decide. If we do morning, then we would do like a coffee and donuts. If we did an afternoon, it would be, again, coffee and pastries in a scenario. So that's the other question is, does the day work and what time during the day works best for the school board?
Tuesdays aren't great for me, but
Yeah, same.
Early's better.
Any preference, Frank?
I
I can do morning.
mean, what else you got?
Morning.
Look, I mean,
can we do Wednesday or Thursday that week? Or
Yeah, the 25th was the first option, but anytime during that week, if Wednesday is better, we can certainly take a look at Wednesday instead.
26.
That's my vote for Wednesday.
Wednesday, the 26th.
that works better for me too.
Do more, we'll just do morning at 10 o'clock again or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Tell me, that's
Sorry, guys.
Excuse me.
I think that's John.
26 works for me.
Okay.
10 a.m. is good.
10.
10 a.m. So I've
Play it by like ear if I can disappear for a little bit, maybe take.
Okay, so we've got the day and the time figured out. The location is still being determined, or do you figure that out? So that's,
So, you know, mine's outside. My choice is outside, so it's all good.
In the end of February? I mean, we have the cafeteria is right there.
well, that was the other question
I
too,
have quite a, you know, interfere with his lunch and everything else, so we have to have a conversation.
right?
10 o'clock, yeah, right.
Lunch starts at
Yeah.
10:30. Brunch,
Of course, it does.
How many people are we talking?
10:17.
So it would be, the invitation list is everybody we invited for the groundbreaking, and then however many crew members are on the site at that time. So it would be everyone previously plus the construction teams. So
Okay.
it's probably, well, actually, we had about 40 people at the groundbreaking, so probably double that when you include the tradesmen.
Great.
We don't need to worry.
Come inside then.
We don't have to worry about the tradesmen coming inside. Don't have to worry about that. But yeah, if you're working about the space, so that's up to Frank. Well,
Frank, 80 people, where are we putting them? 10 o'clock.
Frank's office.
For crying out.
You want to put it inside?
I want to put it inside. It's gonna be freezing out.
80 people at 10 o'clock.
Maybe we need to shift this.
9:30?
Think about it right now. Just
We do 9.
think about it.
Later.
But don't answer right now. We'll have a
I'll have to, right? What about 9:30, Frank?
First to say they have a problem getting in.
How long?
I have to be out by 10.
Just button up D-wing or
Oh,
something?
yeah, well, yeah, I mean, you gotta look at the whole thing. If you wanna look at the whole, right? If you're having a button, yeah, we could do that. You know, the ceremony's
A lot
actually,
easier.
probably with the crane and everything else.
A lot easier to do it.
Cool. Then from there you go someplace. So
Let's do it at 12 then. Do pizzas and stuff. How about
We
that?
could do 12 o'clock. Anything before
it's totally your,
during lunch is brutal.
totally your cost.
Yeah, we should do lunch, right? If it's gonna be lunchtime.
Yeah.
We could do sandwiches.
10 and 11.
Whose budget is coming out of?
Yours?
I just asked. I just want to know.
No, I know.
Committee, petty cash, yep.
But yeah, take a look out, Frank, and let us know. We haven't sent anything out yet or whatever. This is what it's for discussions.
Yeah, we still have to
No.
confirm with MSBA that the 26th works for them.
Right.
So this is the first group to figure out date and time. And then I have to reach out to MSBA as well as,
If it works better that your kids are gone by whatever time your last lunch is after that, Frank, that's fine too.
Kathy was there.
No, it could be
Connor was there.
all good.
To Connor and tore it.
Thanks, Sean.
All right.
We just don't want people opening link because we'll still shut the site and, you know, so whatever you want.
So then you're gonna check with them.
With MSBA, yes.
Works, and then-
State rep, yes. I'm going to send this
Well, then-
suggestion for the 26th at noon. And see if that works. If it doesn't, then I'll come back to
On a
the,
backup of the 27th, does that work for folks? The Thursday?
we've also got the, actually, yeah, we could probably do Thursday. We can,
Well, it's up to you guys.
Just as a backup instead of coming back around again.
well, the only other question is the next SBC meeting, if that's on Thursday around this same time frame, that would probably coincide
That'd be great. Yeah. But no, or not.
outside.
Don't want to do it? Oh, we're coming in.
Can't make this stuff.
Okay, so I'll send out an email to MSBA and the state rep and see what their preference is for Wednesday or Thursday. But we'll shoot for Wednesday as the first option.
Okay.
The next item on the list, though, is identifying speakers. Is there anybody that was a speaker previously that would like to speak again, or because we need to get the programs together. So knowing who the speakers are would be important to have by at least the 14th. So that way we have time to put the programs together. So if you want to
What's
about it.
the tradition? What's the tradition at these hopping off?
Probably similar.
Pretty much.
That's the characters. I would imagine.
Probably the same format.
MSBA, SBC, local representation, whoever you want.
You want to speak at the hopping off?
Okay.
Sure.
We have to wear traditional garb?
No.
Thanks. You said it goes back ages.
We got Steve. Tom?
Tom and Gordon. Oh, I put you on. You said yes.
Yeah, no, that's,
Leave you out.
they always turn the mic off anyways. Be fine. I can say the same speech.
There we go. You dust it off.
Or it's traditional for the superintendent to do an Irish step dance at these.
Sounds good.
School superintendent, not the project.
Oh, I see. I think he. You. That's why you gotta read the small print. Not any power.
We could do a,
I was gonna say,
Ready.
seen a jig or two out of you.
Be all super.
We should be doing this at night.
Yeah.
There. It's in your title, you're in.
how high up are we doing this jig?
On top of the steel.
Oh, all right, nice.
The other question, though, on speakers is we had student representation for the groundbreaking. Are we thinking we might want student representation doing speaking roles for the topping off, or any student participation at all, whether it's chorus, band?
Frank, what about the class that's been out there quite a bit?
STEM group?
Yeah, the STEM group. Anyone in there that would be good for speaking?
I'm not sure which class. How often have you actually met with that group?
Our first meeting actually with the whole group is the 6th of February.
No,
Even though a couple times that day, we've been talking with Tom.
they always seem to be on a field trip every time I'm walking down the hall.
I think they're just kind of looking from a distance. Yeah. And maybe that's a conversation that you and Tom can broach with the kids about interest on that day.
All right, yeah, let's,
Yeah, I don't want to be redundant in what we did with the class presidents on the last one, you know.
We could ask Emmanuel.
yeah, Manny,
Any, you know.
Thanks, French horn.
There you go.
maybe he can
On top of the steel.
do the Star Spangled Banner. It'll be a trumpet.
Ask.
All right, well, so I'll send an email out to the group, and then we can, as the dates get closer, we can solidify the names of the students and the speakers, and we'll put that together.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. As I said before, the invitation list is going to be the same from the groundbreaking plus the tradesmen that are going to be joining us. Per your request, Steve, we're adding Carolyn Farrows to the list. Is there anybody else that should be added to the list that wasn't previously invited to the groundbreaking?
The pool committee, I think we should
Yeah.
throw out.
Yeah.
The
We never did that the last round and I regretted that.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Right. The next item for the discussion is the signature beam. Mark has a beam that's going to be on site roughly around the week of the 10th, February 10th. It's going to be placed outside on the other side of the fence for students and faculty and everybody else to sign.
Of that conversation, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Where we want to put it, if you do want the kids to sign it, but alls I ask is when we do that, it is supervised by your staff
Yes.
when
At least
kids, huh?
Not left.
And staff member for whoever you want to sign it is watching the signatures. That's all I'm getting at.
To make
I'll leave it at that. Leave it at that.
No Seymours and things like that.
Few more things.
They're a colorful bunch.
And along that, the tree and the flag are also closer to that time that'll get brought on site. Any other thoughts or requests or considerations we need to be thinking about for this that we haven't already talked about?
I think so.
You guys typically do any swag for that?
We'll think about it. Yeah, we got to look into something. Let's try to get something for shirts or something.
Mark, you have done like safety t-shirts in the past. I mean, or we could do like a mug or something like that.
Well, we have a few people that do stuff. Sometimes we'll put a rendering of the school on it and have a topping off on it. We'll look into that and try to get that, John, but yes, yep.
And that is everything that I had.
All right, thanks, Lynn.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's up?
Okay, well, the first item is the building naming, and maybe, Greg, I don't know if you want to committee, but the official name is now the Redstone Quarry Natatorium. Officially voted on and approved by the committee.
There is a redstone quarry in East Long Meadow. It exists. And it used to be a swimming hole out behind Graziano's is the redstone quarry. So in tying with the architecture, we had hints of the quarries, and the committee thought it would be appropriate to give a nod to the history of the town. So, yeah. And if we could, I don't know if we can put a picture of the quarry outside or something, but we'll work. And we were also thinking if we could do graphics inside, perhaps like welcome to the quarry or something neat like that, but we can work on that too. So, cool. Thank you.
Great. Next up is a update on FF&E, furniture, fixtures and equipment. Dory's been taking the lead on that along with our consultant Stefora Associates. So lots of meetings with Frank, especially in early December. So thank you, Frank, for that time. The process is ongoing. Right now, we've kind of asked teachers and staff for a wish list that was a little bit beyond, not what you need to have, but what you'd like to have. It does look like Stefora is just starting to look at that budget now. They hope to have a budget back to us next week. From the feedback they've received thus far, it looks like it is coming up higher than what we had budgeted earlier, which is not a huge surprise. So I think as we've done on past projects, we'll have to look at kind of a mixture of trimming that a little bit more towards the need to haves, but then also thinking about if there is contingency at the end of the project. That's often a good place to put it is towards FF&E, which is always kind of underfunded throughout these projects. So we'll certainly be back with more details on that, but that's how it's starting to look at this point in time. They're still looking for custodial equipment feedback in particular, so we'll talk to the district about that. But
the riding waxers.
Yeah, exactly.
Give that feedback.
Not for custodial equipment yet.
We were supposed to meet with Dory and she never scheduled that meeting for that Monday. I forgot it was sometime in December.
We did meet with the custodians and.
Oh, you guys did, yeah.
Came out on Lincoln.
Was it not enough?
But we didn't review it with Dory. We
It's all that-
look at it together.
Non-custodial.
Dory and I don't know what else. Remember that email? She sent us a spreadsheet of the needs the custodians wanted, and
That's where the writing waxer came
I
from.
went through the list. I was going to discuss it with you obviously at that meeting, so.
Okay.
When you say waxer, do you just mean washer or waxer?
Auto scrubber, I think.
Auto scrubber. Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're not putting wax floors in this puppy,
No.
are we? Thank you. That's an entire summer of custodial work, so. I'm sorry.
Now it's
Yeah, okay.
not efficient.
There will be more meetings in March on kind of the meeting back with some of the staff for areas that are more complicated. And then they're aiming for about mid-April to have some sit tests, and they'll have some samples brought into the school so that, kind of like the the major student desk, teacher desk, student chair, teacher chair. Not all of the, every piece of furniture, but try and get a rough sample of the ones that will be most heavily used. So that folks can come in and try them out.
They're putting some thought into, because this is a concern of mine. With this school, we're going to be bearing furniture that was purchased with this school. And that, I know that some of the signs out there now are lovely, but they need to be durable too, because we don't want to be buying new furniture in 10 years because things are cracking. So they're, I know wheels are nice and this kind of stuff, but they all take away from longevity. So I hope they are mindful of that as they're doing
Yeah,
it.
certainly. I think yes, we've been, it's tough.
They're not always pretty. I get it.
Right. Well, it's also that there's just less and less of that like kind of battleship furniture.
Stand up.
They do the best they can. They certainly look for items that have a good warranty.
Okay.
And they're looking at stuff that's going into schools. It's meant for school environments for sure. But I will warn you that you will be able to pick up the desk as opposed to the desk from the 50s where you wouldn't pick it up.
And that's
State bid list, right?
Most of it, yeah. So it'll be a mixture of state bid lists and then some of it they put out to bid, some of the smaller items. And so it's a very complicated mixture of those to get kind of the best price that they
But for
can.
the bulk of it, because it's the usual characters, you kind of get what you get.
Can't kill them.
Yeah, so that's it for FF&E. And then we talked a little bit about meeting with the STEM class and Mark talked about it at our OAC meeting today, which is great, but we're going to meet with them in the class in February. And we're talking a little bit about creating some kind of renderings that show or even like a process from schematic design to what they're seeing out in the field now, walk them through a little bit of the design process and the construction process. And
Very cool.
Fontaine's been great and proactive on that. So it's a super exciting opportunity that we're excited to put a little bit of time and effort into. Yeah, that's it for the architect update.
Okay, thank you, Christian. Ms. Judge, I believe the floor is yours.
So Lynn showed you the filed trade bids. We're getting those contractors under contract now. And then we had scope reviews this week for fireproofing, drywall, food service and intermittent metal panel. We also did the pool. So we're ready to make recommendations on those contractors. Hope to have those out tomorrow or early next week. And then the next set of contractors that we're looking at are the next highest priority, the athletic court surfacing, so that we can get them on the schedule for this end of the summer. Doors and hardware, millwork, overhead doors, so we can get the dock level, press fob, casework and landscaping, the other bigger trades that we have. And then from there, we'll work into the smaller trades like carpet and other items.
Next slide.
So milestones, I can't really read that, but I'll. So did you guys, you can all see out the window, we are now, building D is pretty much erected. We've gone through C and we're in building E now, working the south side of the building. As we keep going, the erection and the steel sequences are coming through. You can kind of see that from the pictures there, from the drone videos, how that's moving around. So we're working the south side. By hopefully sometime next week, we'll be in the auditorium area and starting working the auditorium and then pulling our way out and towards the gym is the goal. So right now, as you look at that, you can kind of see where we're sitting at there. Steel keeps coming in, decking's coming in. We're looking to get the first building, which is D, hopefully ready for inspection sometime next week. And then we're going to play the weather and what we do as far as deck pours, concrete pours. And like Danielle mentioned, we have drywall that we've scoped. We're going to look at doing metal stud, getting those drawings going in for review. And then once those get done, we can kind of order those and starting the framing of the building. Hopefully it'll happen within sometime next month. Underground is a very good, important thing to us, depending how much frost is in the ground. We'd like to do some underground plumbing in building D, work our way towards E, and we'll kind of follow the steel progression around the building, and just kind of all the trades will follow around. So we got to get that clockwork motion. We kind of go through there.
How's everything fitting up so far?
Everything's fitting up. Have you heard some banging? Not a lot of banging. So we're going in good. So it's good thing. So yeah, so it's been fitting pretty good. They're doing about, anywhere from 60 to 75 pieces a day for install. So they're kind of moving right along. His detail crew is right behind him placing deck. The snow didn't help us because that doesn't help us with shooting shear studs with the ice in there. But you give these guys a lot of credit. They're in there, the temperatures you've had and the 30, mile wind, 30 feet in the air, they're working fine. So, and then we're also in the pool. If you look around, you can probably see the pool. We started the outside foundation of the pool, which is around the locker room area. We started digging that. We're pouring some of those walls tomorrow. And we'll keep working our way around, getting the surge tank going and keep working in the pool. So that'll be far enough away from the crane suppression. So we kind of keep moving our way around. So that's kind of.
Is all the steel on site now or no?
No, we got probably up to sequence 14. There's about 40 sequences.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so we got about sequence 14 showed up. Some of that today. They're bringing in more that's already ready. They're worried about the tariffs. So I said, you got plenty of room to store it. So if it's already fabricated, it's showing up. But as the sequence coming through, we're going to get that going. So we got about 14 sequences on site right now. And the deck to go with it, which is great. That keeps going. So it's been working great. No complaints about the trucks overnight or anything, Frank?
No, not yet.
So yeah, so all good.
I have a question. When you go on the GIS map, like for the town, it's like a freaking live picture of it. That is fascinating to me.
It was, I mean,
It's pretty up to date.
crashed our drone, so we can't do any more of it.
So you were able
Allegedly.
around for you to spark pictures.
Yeah.
So you were put those up onto the GIS map yourself?
Yep.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yep.
I thought that was
Go
like,
on every Friday and then
really? Because I was just like,
pieces back, like, oh.
all right, well, that's neat.
Is there an accident report or? Small, right?
Yeah.
See, Lynn, we need that 3 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting some of that now. Danny, Mark, anything else?
Nope, that's about it. Unless we have any questions about it, but that's kind of where, right now we're in the part, there's a few trades on site. We're trying to work to get more trades, right? That's why we're starting the academic wing. The more you can open up for more trades, more people come on site, that kind of goes better, a little bit better. So we'll work on shop drawings now for our metal studs. That's our next big jump. And then from there, fireproofing and kind of work our way through that to kind of get that going. This is a warm.
You're thinking draft GMP middle of February?
Yes.
Yeah. Get it buttoned up by the end?
That's a goal.
So we're still on schedule.
Still on schedule.
Good.
Still working.
All right, thank you. That appears to be the end of our agenda.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any
New business.
new business?
Could be a record.
Any new business on the phone? Or excuse me, on the remotely?
No, thank you.
All set.
Okay.
This is efficient. We gotta stretch it out. We can't finish before 3:30.
And yeah, I have a hole in my calendar till 4:30.
What am I gonna do?
Do you want credit, Steve? Should Fontaine and Skanska give you, and
Second.
We have a second.
AWA give us a credit?
Everybody's laughing, so I assume there's no debate relative to shutting it down.
All right.
All
Mr.
right.
Crucial, you
Yes.
good?
Yeah.
I'm good. Ms. Blair?
Yes.
Ms. Page?
Yes.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Hill?
Yes.
Martian Belcher? Ms. Rennie?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Christensen?
Yes.
And Ms. Quimby?
Yes.
We're adjourned.
Oh, yeah.
New record.
Thank you, everyone.
New record.